Jake Haro, a name that now echoes in headlines and courtrooms, a name tied to tragedy, heartbreak, and unimaginable loss. But what most people don't know is that the darkness didn't start with Emmanuel Haro. No, it started years before, when Jake was just 25 years old. At that age, he committed a horrifying act against a defenseless child, a crime so cruel, so shocking, that the world recoiled in disbelief. The details are disturbing, the consequences lifelong, yet despite the severity of his actions, Jake Haro walked free. Yes, free. The very idea that someone capable of such cruelty could evade true justice is chilling. Sit back, pay attention, and follow closely, because this investigation will uncover the hidden patterns in Jake Haro's life, patterns that may explain, in part, the tragedy that struck Emmanuel Haro. We are digging into every corner of his past, every hidden detail, and even exploring whether there could be a history of abuse in his family. Could this darkness have been passed down? Could someone else have seen it and done nothing? These are the questions we are determined to answer. I'm Agent Tim, and thanks to your incredible support, we've grown from 2,000 subscribers to 3,000 and now 5,000. Your help allows us to bring the full truth to light. Wherever you are watching from, tell us, because the deeper we dig, the more shocking truths we uncover, and the closer we get to justice for Emmanuel. This story is far from over, and the secrets it holds will leave you stunned. Now let's take you back to the first crime that would set the stage for a lifetime of destruction. At 25 years old, Jake Haro abused a young child, an infant whose life would be forever changed. The injuries were severe: broken bones, internal trauma, and brain hemorrhaging. Hospital staff were horrified, law enforcement stunned, and yet the man responsible was not locked away. The courts made a decision that shocked many. Jake Haro avoided prison. Instead, he was given probation and counseling. A man capable of such unimaginable cruelty was allowed to walk free, a decision that would echo into the future, setting the stage for events even more tragic. Imagine this: a man with a violent history, left unchecked, living among children in a family unaware of what could happen next. Every day that passed without accountability, the risk grew, and so did the potential for tragedy. As we uncover the details of this investigation, every fact we reveal, every secret we expose, will help us understand the loss of Emmanuel Haro. Sit back, pay close attention, because the story we are about to unravel is filled with hidden horrors, unanswered questions, and a chilling reality. This is the story of a man whose darkness has consequences that no one could ignore. This is where the story becomes painfully real. The infant abused at 25 years old was Promise Haro, Jake's daughter from his previous marriage to Vanessa Avina. Vanessa has bravely come forward, revealing the horrifying reality of living with Jake Haro. She described him as manipulative, emotionally controlling, and terrifying, leaving her trapped, fearful, and powerless to protect her child. Promise's injuries were severe: broken bones, brain trauma, and permanent damage that would follow her for the rest of her life. Vanessa's words give us insight into the true darkness behind Jake Haro's actions. She revealed how his behavior created an environment of fear, intimidation, and abuse that she could not escape, and how his cruelty left a permanent mark on her family. But the story doesn't end there. The pattern of abuse continued to escalate. In 2023, while still on probation for abusing Promise, Jake Haro was caught with a handgun and ammunition, illegal due to his felony record. Yet, court hearings were repeatedly delayed, and he remained free. Each delay, each loophole, allowed him to live without accountability. From a single act of cruelty to repeated criminal behavior, the trajectory was clear. Jake Haro's actions were escalating, the danger growing, and the consequences becoming increasingly severe. The justice system failed to stop him, leaving vulnerable children exposed to unimaginable harm. As we follow this investigation, we see a chilling picture emerge. A man whose violent tendencies were left unchecked, whose past crimes foreshadowed future tragedies, and whose actions were silently witnessed by those around him. Every delay, every failure to act contributed to the tragedy that would later claim Emmanuel Haro's life. Stay with us, because every hidden truth we uncover now is critical to understanding how the past connects to the devastating events surrounding Emmanuel. The investigation is far from over, and the deeper we dig, the more we realize how much darkness was hidden in plain sight. Then came Emmanuel Haro, a tiny life, just 7 months old, whose story would shock the world. Reported missing by her mother, Rebecca Haro, the case immediately raised red flags. Investigators noticed inconsistencies in her account, details that didn't add up, and delays that could not be ignored. The truth, as it began to emerge, was far more chilling. Emmanuel had suffered abuse before the so-called disappearance, and the circumstances surrounding his death pointed directly to a tragic pattern that had started years earlier. Rebecca Haro's silence in court was one of the most haunting aspects of the case. If she were innocent, if she truly loved her son, why did she not cry out for help? Why did she not act to protect Emmanuel just as she had the chance? With 6 children in the household, many potentially exposed to harm, her inaction raises deep and troubling questions. Was she a passive witness, paralyzed by fear, or does her silence indicate complicity in the horrors that unfolded? As we trace the story from Promise Harrow to Emmanuel, a chilling pattern emerges: abuse, silence, and escalating violence. Jake Haro's actions were not isolated. They were part of a sequence of unchecked crimes with devastating consequences for those who were supposed to be safe. The tragedy of Emmanuel Haro is more than a single event. It is the culmination of a series of failures, both personal and systemic. From 25 years old to the present day, Jake Haro's violent tendencies were left unchallenged, his behavior ignored, and the consequences fell upon the most innocent. Stay with us, because every detail we uncover in this investigation is crucial to understanding how the past connects to the loss of Emmanuel. Every hidden fact, every overlooked warning sign brings us closer to revealing the full story and the justice that Emmanuel deserves. As we delve deeper into this investigation, the chilling pattern of Jake Haro's actions becomes undeniable. From 2018 to 2025, his behavior escalated: repeated child abuse, probation, illegal firearm possession, court delays, and now murder charges. Each step paints a horrifying picture of a man whose violent tendencies were left unchecked, leading to the ultimate tragedy that claimed Emmanuel Haro's life. But the story doesn't end with Jake. What about Rebecca Haro? Her silence in court is deafening. If she were innocent, why did she not speak out to save her son? With 6 children in her care, many potentially exposed to harm, her lack of action raises serious and troubling questions. Was she a passive witness, frozen in fear? Or does her silence suggest something far more sinister? Every unanswered question, every moment she did not speak, becomes part of the chilling narrative we are exposing. Now, we want to hear from you, our viewers. Where are you watching from? Did anyone know about Jake Haro's past before today? What do you think about Rebecca Haro's role in this tragedy? Do you believe she is guilty? Or could she have been an unwilling participant in these horrors? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your perspective is essential to understanding the full scope of this story. I'm Agent Tim, and thanks to your incredible support, our channel has grown from 2,000 subscribers to 3,000, and now we are aiming for 5,000. Your support helps us bring every hidden detail to light and ensures that we continue our investigation with full transparency. Wherever you're watching from, Tell us, because the deeper we dig, the more shocking truths we uncover, and the closer we get to justice for Emmanuel. This story is far from over, and the secrets it holds will leave you stunned. The next court hearing is scheduled for September 16th, 2025, for a felony settlement conference. A preliminary hearing is set for September 17th, 2025, where we'll hear some of the evidence the prosecution has against the Harrows. We will be there, reporting every development, revealing every truth, and standing firm until justice is served for Emmanuel Haro. Subscribe now, stay with us, and join this investigation, because together we will not be silent, and together we will uncover the full story behind this tragedy. The truth is coming, and it will not be hidden any longer.